Hello, lovely Leos. Welcome to your weekly reading with me. We're going to dive straight in and see what's going on for you guys for the week ahead. All right, let's dive in. For the lovely Leos, please, Spirit, can we get a card out? A keyword for the theme for this week or something to consider. You have denial coming through. So your affirmation, if you're ever feeling in denial or you're denying something, this says, I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. All right, so let's dive into the rest of your messages here, guys. All right, there might be something you might need to address here, something that you might be denying. And just by acknowledging it, the affirmation says here that you'll be able to work your way through understanding what fear is creating this denial. But let's see what they're talking about here because I don't know. All right, time to go. That's interesting. And TikTok. I wonder if you're wishing you had more time for something or you're waiting for the right time. That's interesting because maybe what you're denying is that actually you are being called to leave something. Spirit's saying it's time to go. TikTok, TikTok. It kind of feels like it means something here altogether. So I'm going to dive in and see what other messages we have because that feels a little bit like it links together, right? The TikTok is really where you're feeling a little bit out of control. It feels like things are slipping through these fingers here, and that is a saying as well for feeling a little bit like it's hard to grasp onto things. So I wonder if life is changing quite rapidly for you and it's feeling a bit scary. You're the bat spirit and it says a rebirth is assured, so it's time for some change. I love when a flamingo comes in because it always reminds me of a card saying between worlds, which is really where you're entering an amazing, successful period of your life. So it's almost as if you're recognizing that something needs to change, or maybe you need to go into a new environment, or you need to leave something behind. It's time to go somewhere, whatever that means to you. And that this week seems like it's the right time. But of course, we also have denial here, meaning that it might be a part of you that might be denying it. Why? Because of a fear. Maybe you're scared of success. Maybe you're scared of what might be behind that new door. But the bat spirit says a rebirth is assured, so don't you worry. Things are going to change, and it does feel like it's in a good way because the flamingo is suggesting here that you are entering a more amazing experience and a more amazing chapter. But embracing in between, right? It's not just going to happen overnight. It's not just a switch. When you just go through that door, not everything is going to change. You're still having to show up as somebody different and adjust to this new environment. So it will take some time. However, you're going to be entering a really successful chapter of your life. So that's pretty awesome. Let's see what else is going on for you guys here. For my Leos, please let's get one more card from this deck. And then we'll dive into your tarot. Look at this. Something is made for you. Yes, your gut feeling is right. Stop overthinking or denying it. Go for it. And that seemed to come over with time to go. So it just feels like you're being called somewhere. All right. And you're being called to go this week. Let's see what's coming up for you. Let's grab you out a tarot card. What is the overall energy of this week here for Leos? The Knight of Cups. Interesting. It makes sense with everything that's going on here because the Knight of Cups is really a card of vulnerability, right? It's wearing your heart on your sleeve, doing something that is scary. I always say that this is my card where you have to go through an emotional barrier to get to new territory, right? If you want something new or you want to become somebody new, you have to do things that are scary and that make you feel anxious, or maybe just a specific emotional experience you have to get through in order to go somewhere. Just like if you're leaving a job to enter something new, there's a little bit of that tight feeling in your stomach, a little bit of anxiety where it's like it's an emotional experience of leaving something behind and going somewhere else, right? You have to go through it in order to get to the other side is basically what that card suggests. But we will clarify these. It can also just be a romantic week for you guys in some areas. The oracles don't suggest it, but the Knight of Cups can be a date. It can be somebody expressing their feelings to you or you doing that to somebody else. Let's see. How are you showing up this week? What is the energy of Leo this week, please? Seven of Wands. Now that could be the denial. The good thing about the Seven of Wands, it says that even though things might seem a little bit against you right now and you're up against the odds, you will win. Okay, like you will win the battle that you guys have been facing, whatever that is. You're showing up as a good warrior, right? You're not backing down. But in a way, I wonder if this relates to denial, where a lot of things are pushing you in a certain direction and you're fighting back when really they're trying to show you where to go. Does that make sense? I always say sometimes with this card, how it comes to life, when you're being pushed by the universe to go somewhere. You might feel like these challenges, let's say for example a workspace, right? You feel like where you are, even though you might not be happy or whatever, you're fighting to stay there, but then your boss becomes really horrible to you all of a sudden, or the people are gossiping about you, and then one by one it gets worse and worse until you have to leave, right? Because that's the direction the universe is pushing you into. You're not supposed to stay there anymore, right? So they're going to make it uncomfortable for you to leave that situation. Just throwing out an example just to show you that sometimes the universe really does kind of put things up against you to show you a direction to go in. So in that way, the Seven of Wands again just says, despite what things look like right now, things are going to be a lot more successful later on. You will win the battle you've been facing in life. You will have victory over it, but it feels like you're being pushed in a direction, and that's why they're saying it's time to go. And I wonder if you know that already, but you're again like, but I'm not ready yet, I still need to fight for this thing, or fight for time. Maybe that's what it feels like with the TikTok card. But this is just a nice reminder that regardless of how things look right now, you will have victory over this. All right, just embracing that in between though could be important. But let's see, what is the challenge that Leo might be facing here? King of Cups, interesting indeed, because the King of Cups can again be a person, and when it's in a challenge position, it could be a person that is your challenge. King of Cups can usually be someone that you're in a relationship with or have feelings for. It could be your own feelings and emotions, right? As I said before, it's an emotional week, one where you're feeling a lot more vulnerable or open, or maybe even I'm almost seeing like a bit of a hermit crab where your shell is being taken off and you have to go find another one kind of thing. So it's vulnerable. You're out in the open a little bit here. It's a vulnerable situation. But the King of Cups, your challenge here is to balance your feelings and rise above them. The King of Cups is an expert at feelings. He's extremely emotionally intelligent. He understands when to look to dive deep into those feelings and how to stay on top of them when necessary. So it's a bit about balancing your feelings here and gaining some emotional intelligence. So that could be a challenge here. But it can also be a person, but I don't know what to do with that person just yet. So I will clarify for those of you who are dealing with somebody in a relationship or in a situation here. It could be what you're having to leave behind. But let's see, what is the advice then, please, for Leo this week? Advice for Leo this week, please. What is that? Oh, but what? You got a lot of cups going through again, a lot of emotions running through here. So Page of Cups, when it's in the advice position, it's really about listening to your heart. So it's same as that made for you where it says your gut feeling is right, stop overthinking it. The Page of Cups here, it also, okay, hold on 1 minute. So listening to your inner child, allowing yourself to express your emotions freely can be quite healing for you. Bear with me, I just need to go check what that was. Sorry guys, I'm back. Okay. I don't remember what I was saying, but I know it was about the Page of Cups. So the first thing I will say is about listening to your inner child and allowing it to be expressed freely, right? Following your heart and following where your feelings and your intuition is guiding you. With cups in general, the Knight, the King, and the Page, you are very intuitive at this time, okay? There's this emotional experience that you guys are going through, and all of these are known for being quite psychic or having a strong intuition, right? Water signs are known for that. So that's how you guys are showing up this week, which is interesting. I just feel like you're having a hard time believing that, okay, this is really what I'm feeling called to do. But let's dive in a little bit more. Another thing I was going to say, Page of Cups is usually like an unexpected message. It's like a surprise message. So this being in your advice position, I wonder if there's something you need to get off your chest, or is that something that you need to say or address. But let's dive in and see what that's about. All right, let's start with the Page of Cups first. Why is this the advice, please, Spirit? What is the Page of Cups doing here as advice? The Fool. So I think it really is about following your heart, and not only are both of these about being more childlike, just be aware of being naive, but it does feel like you're really feeling called to take a leap of faith. And again, a new journey is made for you. There is something better out there for yourself, right? Why is the Knight of Cups here the King of Cups? So it does look like you are having to follow your heart in order to gain a little bit more stability over your feelings and emotions, and also go where you're feeling guided to go. It does feel like there is a message, an emotional message coming from somebody here, though, this week. One more for that Knight of Cups. It's also a really good sign of you kind of leveling up in terms of your emotional maturity. And I wonder if you're no longer putting other people's feelings first, because the Five of Swords coming through here does look like there will be a bit of a disagreement or an argument or a conflict of some kind, or a feeling of defeat in some way by following your heart. It just feels like maybe you're having to disconnect from somebody for some reason. Like maybe you recognize somebody might not be your person, so it's like, okay, I have to have that hard conversation, but after that conversation, that emotional barrier, I'll be entering new territory, a new chapter, a new beginning of some kind. You know what I'm kind of saying? Same with anything, however it applies to you. But it does feel like with the Five of Swords being there is this kind of really awkward, like emotional state you have to get through first. And it does feel a little bit like, ugh, I didn't want to have that hard conversation, you know? What's the Seven of Wands doing here in Leo's energy? Why is this here? Can we clarify that? The Eight of Wands, so this is, okay, the Nine of Cups and the Eight of Wands. So both of these are saying that you are going to have wish fulfillment in some way. It's just, again, maybe not pushing away from it. The Eight is like, okay, now you see, okay, I have to show you the visuals on this. She's got that one stick that she's using to kind of like, I feel like that represents denial. Like this is the universe pushing you in a certain direction. But if you only recognize it's trying to change your direction, then it all goes in the right way, right? Your wand now it contributes to the rest of the ones, and now you move forward. So I wonder if like the universe is ready, it's just you're not ready. So you're that last one that needs to be ready before things move forward in a positive way. The Eight of Wands to me is positive change in the right direction. It's a really good confirmation of things moving swiftly, smoothly, in a beautiful flow of divine alignment, if you will, like being on the right path. The Nine of Cups as well is about wish fulfillment and also your personal happiness and achievement. So again, it does look really, really good. Whatever you're up against right now, I really feel like you're going to feel very successful by the end of this week, even though you're going through a bit of that awkward position with that Five of Swords, awkward conversation or whatever it may be. King of Cups, why is this the challenge? Why is this a challenge? Ace of Swords, again, it's some sort of communication here that seems to be a challenge. The Ten of Cups, though, so this can resonate in a few ways. Whether you have a family with this person or the Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles could be some sort of stability, which kind of makes sense if this is you. But if this was a person, the Ace of Swords is about truth and clarity. Okay, an important conversation that you will be victorious in. And the Ten of Pentacles is that abundance and long-term stability. So I wonder if that's what you're going to go after you have a conversation, or it has something to do with it. The King of Cups, maybe this is emotional stability in a family. I wonder what this is for you. It definitely feels like it's people, though. And I feel like maybe you're having to say something to these people to gain more stability in some way. I wonder if you're protecting your personal peace, for example. I have no idea how this will show up, but the Ace of Swords being about truth, honesty, communication, clarity, and the Ten of Pentacles being here is a positive sign at the end of the day, regardless of what the truth is. And King of Cups, if this is just you in general, you're gaining balance over your feelings, and this is helping you become clearer and also have a clear goal in mind and to feel that you're actually moving towards it. And the Page of Cups, I think we already did that though, didn't we? One more for the advice. Ace of Wands, yep. Following a new idea, new passion, new motivation. Even the Ace of Wands can be relocation, or it could just be just following where your passions are guiding you. Could be a new career even as well for some of you. Whatever it is, you're following what you desire. Okay, my angels, so that's your message here. I hope this has helped in some way. Let me know. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if you enjoy these readings, and I'll see you guys in the next one. All right.